Okay, so and so let's now proceed to the next part of our bit, our next speaker. Yeah. Okay. So Ray has been working in the design industry for years now, and she is currently working as an instructional designer at Capitec, an e-learning company based in UAE. In support to local business and Filipino entrepreneurs, she renders visual communication tools to help in marketing and branding, with 3D design still being her expertise. Let's now call on our next speaker, Miss Rayyann, Miss Rayyann Pelaez. Take it away, Miss Rayyann Pelaez.
Hope you're doing great. It's good to be here once again to discuss some certain topics with you guys. I've always been thrilled to do this with GDG. So thank you, GDG, for having me here. All right. So before anything else, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Rayyann Pelaez. My friends call me Rayyann, but I started to live with it na. Nakasanayan na eh. I am a graduate of BS Information Technology at STI College Zamboanga and currently working as an instructional designer at Capitec, an e-learning company based in UAE. So, quick shout out sa mga Capybara fam ko dyan. Hope you're doing great and enjoying the weekend. So, there. I am also the person behind Rayyannders. I used to share good stuff there. Mga random stuff lang, with hopes to spread good vibes and radiate joy through my creativity and imagination. So I've been idle for a few weeks already. I was busy with work kasi tapos medyo tinatamad and creative block. So however, I'm actually cooking something new. So yep, if you haven't, you can actually like and follow that page. You can reach me out through that page as well. So Facebook and Instagram yan at Rayyannders. In there kasi I used to respond to few queries from people, pag may mga nakakausap ako na mga people from talks or webinars or workshops na nakakandak ko. Some people, they reach out through that page para magtanong sa akin ng mga random stuff. I mean, not random stuff, design stuff. Sometimes nagpapatulong and sometimes, nagayin ng opinions and, consultations. So, as long as I'm free, I can always respond to you. Of course, design-related po. Hindi yung mga something na, bawal yung personal or irrelevant, like, ilan yung langgam sa bahay niyo, or something like that. Okay, so basta design-related, not something na irrelevant. Kasi pag irrelevant, talagang hindi ako magre-reply. Alright, so yeah, like and share, like and follow the page. Alright, so I am here to discuss with you Material You, designed for you. So, ano nga ba to? This is Google's radical new way to think about design. This is a personalized approach in terms of designing custom appearances for apps as well as other interfaces that adapts to users. Starting on Android, of course. I think na-release nila na to first on Google Pixel phones. Eventually, ma-release din siya to other Android devices and such. So, we have to wait a little lang kasi hindi tayo priority. Charot, joke lang. We have to wait a little more pa kasi they need to improve pa this design language, this design system. So, what about Material You? Let's just watch this video for a while para maintindihan natin, ma-visualize natin ano nga ba si Material You. So, alright, that's just a quick review pa lang of Material U, no? To understand more about this Material U design system, you have to understand kung ano nga ba yung bedrock niya. Yung bedrock niya, yung foundation niya was material design. Alright, so, material design, I think everyone's familiar with this. So, narinig na natin to. We've heard this before because since 2014 na-introduce na to siya. Balikan lang natin muna yung material design. Okay? Balikan natin yung material design, hindi yung nang-iwan sa'yo. Char. Joke lang. Okay, anyways, a quick look at where it all started. Material design, aka the quantum paper. So, quantum paper, bakit nga ba quantum paper? So, una-una, material design is a design system na ginawa ni Google to keep things beautiful and consistent across the apps that we use. However, bakit siya quantum paper? Bakit? Because the framework and the basis was ink and paper. So, this is real-life ink and paper hack. So, what they did is, to create the concept of material design, Google designers took multiple sheets of paper and then ni-stack nila together to create a framework. No? Ni-stack nila together. So, doon nag-start yung codename na quantum paper. To depict layering of these papers, they decided to cast lights and shadows. So, may XYZ, may dimension siya. May layering and may dimension. These images, I grabbed this from, I actually grabbed this from video na the making of material design from Google to siya. You can actually search this sa YouTube as well. They used light sa left image, they used light and then paper. Sa paper na yan, parang gumawa sila ng structure na similar siya sa isang user interface na isang app or wireframe ng isang app. So, they used light and paper to mimic surfaces, no? And then they studied how materials react to light and how shadow is casted. Basically, yung framework nila is based on real-life materials kasi gusto nila ng makatotohanan. Ayaw nila ng kalokohan. Okay, so kung dalawa ka lang, wag ka dito. Alright, so, in connection to that, they also wanted to see how in reality light and paper behaves, how dimensions work, and how it would look like. So, they didn't want to fake design. They wanted to, they wanted aesthetic, neat and pleasant looking components that behave like real world objects. So, yung ginawa nila, say for example, these images, these are, icons from Gmail, logo or icons from Gmail, and Gcal, Google Calendar. So, gumawa sila from a real-life paper. They formed icons to see how it would look like when light is casted. So, gaano ba ka-deep and dark ang shadow, saan ang light source and all that. And with that, they are going to mimic this digitally. Okay? So, say for example, this picture, the pictures that I'm showing you as of the moment. Since, yun nga, ginawa nila yung icons, gumawa sila ng paper, mimic, ginawa nila in real life how an interface would look like or how an icon would probably look like. And then sa material design, in-apply nila yung natural laws from the physical world, which is, principally concerning lighting and motion. Say for example, yung image na to, both left and right image na. Sa right image, it's like the front view. Makikita nyo yung shadows and makikita nyo yung layering ng components. So, if you are going to look at the left image as well, makikita nyo din yung number 1 is yung background, number 2 is yung card, and then yung number 3 is yung text na nakalagay. So, basically, it's the same with real-life paper na may sulat. Okay? So, sorry for that. Basically, material design is a design language na, may guidelines to make sure that consistency across Android apps are present. Unlike real paper, designers came up with quantum paper. And quantum paper is a digital material. It's a digital paper na pwedeng i-expand and i-reform. Why? Bakit quantum paper? Bakit digital paper? Because basically, in reality, material has physical surfaces and edges. Seams and shadows provide meaning about what you can do and what you cannot touch. You know, what you can touch, what you can do, and what you cannot touch. So, this actually, sa material design, it actually includes, you know, realistic visual components na nagsisignify that the design is completely in accordance to the reality. So, realistic siya, hindi siya yung design na mahalata mo talaga na design kasi fake, no? As you can see, no, sa pinakikita mo sa screen, in exchange of boring pages, widgets, the designers made use of cards and animations, which is very pleasant sa mata. Alright? So, also, animations like this and micro interactions is a critical component of this design language as well. Pero, since critical component siya, hindi siya pwedeng i-overuse. It cannot be used anywhere sa app or sa UI para lang masatisfy yung need ng movement and motion sa design. Para lang masabi na motion design is present. No. Because in material design, animations must happen in a single environment. Okay? If sa cartoons or sa movies, yung motion magkakasabay. Sa app, sa UI, sa user interfaces, UI and UX, it is important na hindi siya pwedeng pagsabayin. Isa-isa lang. Pili ka lang ng isa. Okay? Isa-isa lang, pili ka lang ng isa. Kasi dapat loyal, no? So yeah, isa-isa lang kasi yung important thing there is you can focus sa isa lang. Animations must happen in a single environment to provide focus sa design. Okay? So, this includes, you know, easy and simple transitions, fade in, fly in, fly out, and altogether, movements, actions, micro interactions, kailangan it looks real and it represents real world materials. Di ba ang ganda? If, you know, material design as it is, ang ganda niya na. Pulido, malinis. However, yeah, malinis and speaks single language for users. If, you know, you see the vision for material design. The vision of material design was actually to help make technology simple and beautiful for everyone. Also to rationalize experiences across mobile apps and web apps, to provide consistency across apps. So like malalaman mo agad na, uy, ako yung standard ko before pag nagda-download ako ng app, mga unknown apps na nada-download ko, utility apps. One of the things that I actually consider that it's a good app is if nag-apply siya ng material design, because that's important, right? So next, let's move forward na sa material view. Bakit ba nag-start si material view? Paano nag-umpisa si material view? Well, because the challenge today has broadened. Dati, yung challenge lang was to, you know, provide consistency through apps, provide, you know, aesthetic, maging beautiful, maging neat ang components. However, from that vision, from vision ni Google to provide consistency sa app across web apps, mobile apps, yung challenge is naging wider, no? Bakit? Because we've been dealing with different devices recently now. We have wearables, we have smartphones, we have laptops, we have desktop, and we have smart TVs. So, iba't ibang screen sizes. And iba't iba din. May na-encounters ako na app that works well on Android phone, on a specific screen, on a specific screen size. However, pag i-open mo siya sa iba, like laptop or what we call this, smart TV, nasi-stretch or nag-iiba yung layout niya. So, hindi siya nag-a-adapt sa screen size. And also, other than the fact na iba't ibang screen sizes tayo, kahit sa phones, actually, magkakaiba na tayo ng screen sizes. Merong maliit, merong, 8 inches and stuff like that. So, magkakaiba yung sizes. Other than that, one of the challenges, and one of the biggest challenges actually is, users are demanding more expressiveness and control over their personal devices. For years, Google has always been concerned of their users. User-centric sila. No? Yung approach nila, user-centric. Even with design thinking, design spirit, user-centric sila. They choose to understand user needs. No? Ano ba yung kailangan ng tao, or ano ba yung kailangan ng users? Ano ang kailangan kong gawin para malaman yun? Joke lang. Okay, so, yun nga, para maintindihan nila ang users, of course, user inputs, feedbacks, customer review tests, ginagawa yan nila para maintindihan nila kung ano ba yung kailangan ng user. So, concrete ang data ni Google para mag-come up sa solutions based sa problems na na-extract nila from the data, from the research data, no? Now, with this, the fact na nagdedemand nga si user ng control over their personal devices, the fact that they want it more personalized, we have Material U. Okay? This is where Material U comes into place. Again, this is Android 12's new graphical user interface, first released sa Pixel phones, no? Eventually, other devices magpa-follow na din. Ma-experience din natin siya sa mga devices natin soon kasi Android 12 to siya. It's Android 12 OS. Alright? So, yun nga. This is where Material U comes into place. Kaya siya Material U kasi we're demanding personalization. Users are demanding personalization of their devices. So, accordingly, sabi nila, form follows function. Okay, so this is a design principle mostly used in architecture, no, but applies in every design aspect, of course. Kahit ano pa yan, graphic design, architecture, it actually applies. It's something like if you're building a structure, whatever it is, a house, a building, office ba yan, igloo ba yan, whatever structure it is, that structure's purpose should be the starting point for its design. Okay? So, makes sense, no? Hindi yung gagawa lang tayo ng design without knowing its purpose. Okay? So, however, for the Google designers, since they got new inputs from their users, na-realize nila, tinanong nila yung self nila, what if form did not just follow function but also followed feeling? Okay? So, Material U explores a more humanistic approach to design. Okay? So, mas humanistic kasi nga, it focuses on personalization ng ating devices. But, without compromising the functional foundations ng app. Function, check. Form, design, aesthetic, andun. But what if it also follows feelings, diba? Kung may feelings na. Kung wala, di back out ka na. Anyway, so what if form also follows feelings? What if that design generate emotions? And we all know that feelings and emotions are both personal. So yes, designers ask themselves this question, which led them to improving material design system. Okay? Thus, Material U. No? Yun yung result niya. From all the inputs that they've gathered together from material design, yun nga, nakapag-create sila ng improvement, no? Nag-iterate sila and then they came up with Material U. And Material U seeks to create designs that are personal for every style, accessible for every need, and alive and adaptive for every screen. So, let's take a look at each, no? As users, customize our desktops with images that are personal and, something that images that provides comfort and joy. Sometimes ako, like, naglalagay tayo ng mga inspirational na, motivational na quotes and stuff like that. That's one part of customization sa mga PC or sa laptop natin. Some people Uh, mga gamers, for example, they love League of Legends. They use League of Legends wallpapers. You know, kasi it like hypes them up. For others naman is Dota 2. For Dota players, for example, ito. Yun nga, like if you're a Dota player, you would probably choose something, choose a wallpaper na, Dota inclined. Also, if you're an anime lover, gagamit ka ng Nezuko or ng any other anime dyan. I'm not an anime lover, disclaimer lang. But yeah, if you love anime, you would probably use wallpapers that are, tailored to your favorite anime. And then, lastly, is, eto ako. So, you would probably use something that would spark joy, something that would make you happy. Wallpapers na, K-drama inspired, Vincenzo inspired, ganun. Also, those are just examples, no? With that idea na yung tao mostly nagko-customize ng wallpapers ng desktop nila, doon nag-build upon si Google sa insight na yon. Doon nila nakuha yung idea to generate unique color palettes, material palettes for everyone. These colors are extracted, as you can see, are extracted from personal signal, and these personal signals are wallpapers, so it can be applied to their entire experience as well. They basically mixed color science with disciplines of interaction design as well as engineering para it's possible to tailor any app, hindi lang basta Google Apps, to the user's unique material palette in real time. So, of course, parang kung isipin natin, paano yun, yung color palette ko, like, if gusto ko mag-open ng Facebook, and then, or for example, Facebook, ma-apply ba yung color palette ko? Yes, it's quite, medyo mahirap siyang isipin, but with Google's technology, design system, it's possible. Basically, si Material U involves you, users, as co-creators. And smartphones are too personal. We use them all the time. We own it, so users prefers customization. We prefer to personalize it. No, I for one, I prefer to customize or personalize my own device. So again, the fact that we prefer personalization, takes us back from thousands of years ago. Even yung phone mo before, na old model, binibilhan mo ng, tawag nila dito housing, no? I remember, kung pili ka ng housing, may mga cartoon characters or may mga colorful housing din. So, dati pa, no, nagko-customize na tayo in our own ways, in ways na allowed tayo. Of course, yung wallpaper or yung color ng screen, hindi mo mapapalitan kasi limited siya. But in as much as we can personalize our device, we would, no? Even ngayon, physically we use phone cases of our choice. Some kikay, some cool, some heart, iba kawaii. It's up to our personal preferences. And we have different preferences. At yun ang goal ni Google, ang matouch yung different preferences na yun. Now, on to accessibility. So, accessibility, of course, Google is known na it's their core mission, no? Ever since sa material design, they've always wanted to deliver accessibility through the apps. And Material U seeks to create designs also that are accessible for every need. Syempre with concrete understanding na some people have ongoing accessibility needs or, accessibility needs talaga since then. And for some, may mga situational needs. Ibig sabihin ng situational, depende sa kung ano yung situation. Ang kailangan kasi, UI ang mag-adapt sa mga needs ng user na yun. Kasi hindi pwedeng si user ang mag-adapt doon. Because that's their need, no? That's their accessibility needs and that's their situational needs. So, Material U's ambition is to solve it universally for all people. Okay? And the very best way to serve all people universally sa sa technology is customization and personalization. By providing control of contrast, as you can see on the screen, by providing control contrast, size, line width, it basically accommodates everyone, kahit visually impaired, like me. I mean, like, if malabo yung mata mo, or if it's just someone who wants to customize everything. Um, Buttons and fonts can be bold as you want or as airy as you want it. Depende sa kung ano yung preferences ni user. Part yon ng value proposition ni Material You. It's, users is not just, users with accessibility needs. It's not just about someone na kailangan ko nito kasi colorblind ako, or kailangan ko mas malakas yung contrast nito because to my eyes medyo hindi pa siya klaro, no? Hindi lang siya doon. Hindi lang siya basta doon. Sometimes kasi maaring you're outside running, or it's a situational need. So for example, nasa gym ka, or like you're running, nag-jog ka, still up to you, no? It's still a need. So for example, ako, I'd prefer na makapal yung width ng volume seeker ko if I'm outside, kasi hindi siya klaro. Masyadong bright ang sun, so hindi klaro yung seeker ko ng volume. Parang ganun, no? Situational needs. So, of course, medyo burden siya sa part ni user na mag-customize ka. However, to lessen the burden, ang ginawa ni Google is that nagbigay sila ng customization options. Dati, we do it from deep accessibility settings. Nasa settings, pinipili natin yung font size, and medyo technical and limited ang customization. However, sa Android 12 and sa Material You, pwede natin siyang gawin. We can actually set up everything, configure everything, or personalize everything sa bagong wallpaper and styles na section. There, you can find it, if you have Android 12 na, you can find it with a long press sa launcher lang. So, basically using a system that can customize UIs in more ways than previously possible, it can tailor a UI for every user. So, using this design system, wherein maka-customize tayo compared before, masiserve ni Google si user, no, through this UI. And Google can achieve that ambition, an ambition to universally serve people. Alright? So, next is adaptive screens. No? These days, technology has moved into different aspects of our life, of people's life. Some apps challenge to adapt with new screen sizes, device types, input, and context. Especially during pandemic, most of the things, situation, meetings became virtual. And we use different screen sizes. Some kids, they use tablets, some kids, they use laptops. And the only way for technology to respond to that challenge is, of course, through understanding how it is perceived by people. Through how people or users think of your app, if it perfectly adapts to different screen sizes. So, long story short, mas maganda if marunong ka mag-adjust. Okay? Ikaw na lang mag-adjust para walang gulo. Alright? So, again, it all boils down to understanding your users. No? If hindi mo kasi maintindihan si user, walang mangyayari. Okay? Alright, so next is other than making it easy to adapt to different screen sizes, Material You uses motion to help understand space, to help carry brand and evoke users' trust. So, if stable lang, I mean like, if static lang ang app mo, medyo boring siya, medyo hindi na-earn yung trust ni user to use the app. Ako, ganun ako. Maybe because I'm a tactile learner, kinesthetic learner ako, so I prefer motion, no? And, this motion na ginagamit ni Material You, this includes simple transitions, micro-interactions, like pag nag-press ka ng heart sa Twitter, lalabas yung magmo-move yung heart or something. And yes, motion design. as what you can see sa screen nyo. So basically, the UI reacts to screen changes, context changes, and inputs in a way that is consistent but also human. So ibig sabihin, yung reactions niya consistent pero realistic pa rin. Andun pa rin yung realism. And to be honest, ako, fascinated ako sa mga ganito. These micro interactions, little animations, these are little surprises, and these are playful quirkiness. They basically augment basic storytelling. Like, they say something to you. That if you press this happens. So, basically, this is something, for example, pag ni-press mo yung button, may ripple effect. So, basically, if you understand that as a user, this button is like water material kasi may ripple. Diba? Something like that. Things like that, it makes technology approachable and comfortable for the user. And to be honest, if this happens, or ako, if I experience it firsthand, nag-enjoy ako. I get fascinated by simple details. Like, simple tap, mag-ripple, maaliw ako agad. Simple heart, simple, yung pag mag-press ka ng mag-flood heart, gradually press ka ng heart sa Instagram. Nakafascinate ako. Satisfying siya sa akin kasi naglalabas yung animation ng heart and all that stuff. So, yun, it generates emotion. It generates feelings, no? So, I'm onto the last slide na siguro. Last slide na ba to? But, yeah, that's material design. And material U, I mean. Material U doesn't just focus on visual design, no? As far as I know, sa Android 12 and Material U, they also increased and made sure that yung CPU, yung gaano kabilis mag-process yung CPU is, I think, 22% faster, as what they said during the keynote, no? Basically, design is not just about how you see it, but it's how it functions. It's how it generates. It's basically how, di ba yan, nabubulol na ako. It's basically how it generates emotions. It's not about what you see. Not just about what you see. Of course, it's about what you see matters, no? It's not just about what you see, but also what you feel towards the app. Okay? So, again, through my takeaway from all that, from material design to Material U, from what they did, from what Google did, is that I really understand. I really strongly believe that design is iteration. When we say iterate, we redo process, but with hopes of improving the output. Hindi yung paulit-ulit na lang, pero wala namang pinagbago, no? So, maybe if you were present during my previous talk sa GDG about design sprint, UI, UX, you'll quickly understand this kasi ilang beses ko iterate ko din talaga to. So, mas mabilis siya maintindihan. Pero basic lang naman to, no? Maintindihan. This is self-explanatory. A design is created from a raw concept. Anything around us. And for me, there's no such thing as original. Because the idea, yes, it is original, no? Kasi it's from you. But there is always a bedrock for that design. Saan mo siya nakuha? Say, from walking, no? From a long time ago, people go to places through walking. And then, nakakapagod siya and it takes time. So, we created a bicycle. Now that we created the bicycle, from a bicycle, looking at the user needs to transport easily and yung hindi napapagod, a motorcycle is created. No? After a motorcycle is created, again, from a motorcycle, another user need is to carry more people. More than one people. No? Kasi pag motor, isa lang naman or dalawa. But we want to carry more people with shade, with, hindi tayo naiinitan. Thus, a car was created. So, similar case with Google. Google managed to still keep the minimalism from material design. Andun pa rin as well as yung guidelines. Though I think they did few tweaks, no? But they had to improve not just the visual design, but also the engineering of this design system. Without ink and paper, it would be difficult to come up with material design. And without material design, it would be hard and would take long to come up with Material U. Right? So, hence design is iteration. And if we iterate, Good designs are created from existing designs. However, if we understand users, great experiences are created. So that's all for my talk. Thank you very much.